Hey guys, how's it going? All right, so today I'm going to talk about something that I've seen a lot of questions about in different groups that I belong to, different fishing groups, and that is the Tokyo rig. So the Tokyo rig is basically the same thing as a Texas or Carolina rig with one major difference. This right here is the Tokyo rig. Now if you notice, it has the same weedless presentation, same straight worm kind of presentation that you would get with the Carolina or Texas rig, but it has these dangling weights. These weights are what make the Tokyo rig so desirable to fishermen trying to find different options for action on their worm. So this particular rig is for somebody that's trying to make their worm operate independently of the weights. And the reason why they would want that is if they're doing a lot of reel stop. So you reel it in, you pause, you let it drop to the ground. The weights will go down, the worm will still stay, and it'll wiggle. Okay, see all the action that's on this normally lifeless worm? Get a lot more action that way. So by having the weights separately and independently, it's not forcing the worm to operate in a clunky manner. This worm operates the same way it would like a wacky rig. So the Tokyo rig is a way to get the functionality of casting and getting the, being able to toss it a little bit further with the weights that you would get with a Carolina or Texas rig, but having the movement and action of the wacky rig. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, in my opinion. All right, so these rigs, here's how they come. And you can buy them in a variety of different sizes, the same as you could any other hook. You have this goes back to your line. Then you have this little shaft here, and you have your regular hook, normal worm hook. All right? The way that they recommend rigging these up and the way that I've seen everybody else rig them up is that they'll put, I'll show you how it's done. They'll take one, I'll use a big one so you can see it. This is not normally the size that I would probably use, but I got it. All right, maybe I'm not going to use a big one. Problem is these bullet weights, a lot of times when you buy the cheap ones, the holes on them aren't big enough for these. Okay, so normally you just slide it on, then you take your pliers and you bend this over. I'm not going to bend it all the way because I don't rig it this way, obviously. All right, and that's basically all you do. Throw a worm on it, tie it to your main line. Boom, done. Literally that simple. The way that I do it is I'll take this weight and I'll say I want that much weight. I divide it by 2, and then I do 2 bullet weights instead. And what I do is I make them so that the big sides of the bullet, they hit each other. The reason why is because this action right here, it makes noise. The reason why they have rattles inside of different crankbaits, the reason why whopper ploppers are so effective is because that reaction bite is so important when it comes to bass fishing. It doesn't always work with other fish, but with bass fishing, bass are either going to be striking it because they're hungry or they're striking it because they're reacting to it. They're pissed off by it, annoyed by it. So if they're not hungry, this noise may be what I need in order to get that bass to strike. So it gives me more opportunity, if you will. So that's the way I rig it. Does it work any better? I don't know. I don't use it the other way. I haven't tried it. I haven't compared it. It's almost impossible to compare it. That's just the way that I do it. So you can rig it either way, whatever whatever works best for you. You can either have it where the big side is down, big side is up. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. It's just complete preference. But this way, I like it. It's perfect. It stands up, and it's a perfect presentation when you're trying to catch fish. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out in the water a couple times, see what happens. It's a really bad time of day, and it's a really hot day today, even though it's late October in Florida. It's like 90 degrees today. So we have not hit that fall season yet, that fall transition. So this might be a rough presentation for today. I don't usually hit too much on worms when it's this hot, but we'll see. Usually the lizard's the way to go, something that kind of go mid-level. This clearly I'm fishing on the bottom. So I'm going to reel, pause. Let it have that wiggle. Reel, pause, drop to the bottom, wiggle. If you're not dropping your worm to the bottom, this presentation is probably not your best presentation. Go with the Carolina or Texas rig. If you're one of those people that just reels it constantly, which I typically do the most when I'm doing lizards, With this is something where you want it to pause for a moment. You want it to hit the bottom. That is the whole purpose of it. So let's say you're throwing it into a pad. You think there's fish in there. You know there's fish in there. You just want to pause for a second, see if you can get that action going a little bit, see if something will just jump at it. That's where you're going to use this. All right, so let's take this out in the field, see what happens. Hopefully we'll get some fish on it. If not, at least you know how to rig it. All right, guys, so I'm out here in a new little pond that I just found. As you can see, I have this all rigged up, ready to go. And originally my game plan was to try to catch a fish on this, but then I thought about it. I'm like, it's basically the same as a Carolina or Texas rig, and it's so hot right now. I honestly don't think I'm going to catch any fish on it. So what I'm actually going to do instead is I want to show you what it looks like in the water, because I think that's probably more important. I think that's what more people care about. So, but if you notice, it looks just like a Carolina Texas rig on there, just the weights are kind of dangling free on their own. So I'm going to put my cell phone in the water. I'm 19% certain this will work. So here's my cell phone. I have never put it in water really before, and it's not in a protective case. And from what I'm told, this will work without my phone dying.